So GenAI has a significant impact on how we process data and how we um, get information and insights from data. I would say it has exponentially increased the value that we can get from data. And in this recording, I will show you how GenAI has made it very easy for us now to blend structured and unstructured data to get answers from or to get insights from the data. So first, I will talk about how we have been doing it traditionally and what GenAI has enabled us to do. And I'll then show you a code example of a reference implementation of this approach. So traditionally, it was extremely, I would say, extremely complex to process unstructured data. I cannot just directly use unstructured data unless I take the unstructured data, do some custom processing, create structure out of that data, and then I can blend it with my existing structured data, join it, and probably I can get the result. If we remember the Hadoop world, like long time back, right, when Hadoop came in, right, we used to have file formats. The purpose of those file formats was to find structure in the data, right? At that time, we used to say that every data has some structure. If you are not able to find a structure, then we are not looking enough, right? And we used to then create custom file formats and all, right, to find that structure from the data. It was very effort intensive, not robust. Any delimiter missed somewhere, or if the unstructured data has a different delimiter, the process breaks. Now, what GenAI has enabled us to do through embeddings is now I can feed the unstructured data to a GenAI. GenAI can understand the semantics of the unstructured data. Then it can blend in, it can also take the structured data, and combining that, GenAI can give us the response or insights by blending both types of data. Earlier, it was not very easily doable. It was doable following this approach. But now through the RAG approach, through embeddings, GenAI understands semantics of the data. When I give a question, the question can be converted to embedding, matched to the relevant and structured data. It can be matched with the structured data and give a response. Right. This has become very easy. How? Let us see a code example. Right. Okay, so this is what I have done is I have created a table called stocks with stock name, revenue in billion, net income, diluted EPS, net profit margin, and then inserted some information about NVIDIA Corp. So this is my structured data, right? So this is the structured data I'm showing here. Now, the unstructured data is press releases about NVIDIA, right? Or any other company. How can I combine press releases of, let's say, NVIDIA Corp plus the structured data that I have, and then advise whether I should invest on NVIDIA or not. For the unstructured data, I'm using K-retriever. Now, what is K-retriever, right? So K.ai, and this is, I was very impressed to see where innovations are happening. And this is what I called disruption. And I feel language model may not itself be a new technology or a disruptive technology because it was already there. We were not able to find the right amount of compute to do it, right? But the possibilities, the solutions coming out of GenAI or the language models right now are very disruptive. And I find this one as one of the disruptions that is happening, right? By exponentially helping us to extract the value from data. So the idea here is like as mentioned here, data API for embeddings, right? So if I can build an API which can take my question, convert it into embeddings, match with the press releases that K probably is collecting on a regular basis, and give me the data. I can take the data. I can then get the structured data and tell the language model that answer based on that data, right? That is idea. So now when I go to the code, let me show you how we have combined these two tools, right? So first of all, I created a tool, a snowflake DB tool. Again, like this I implemented using LangChain. We should be able to create it with semantic kernel also. It has created a tool, snowflake DB tool. What this does is based on, so useful for when you need to retrieve company stock data from Snowflake. So if I give a question to the language model that, okay, give me the details of NVIDIA Corp stock, the agent, which actually now has access to this tool, knows dynamically that it needs to invoke this tool to get the information from the Snowflake database, right? So how to connect to the Snowflake database and all are given here. The link to Snowflake is also given. It will dynamically create the query, Snowflake query, execute it, and get the structured data for me. This is being done by the Snowflake DB tool. I'm going to share this code so you can take a look at it from my Git, but I just wanted you to focus on the overall structure and the concept. So this is the Snowflake DB tool, right? The second tool is for me to get the unstructured data for the LLM. That's where I created the investment advice tool, where I used K-retriever, the one that I just showed you, the company that is creating the data API for embeddings. So the investment advice tool, what it does is useful for when you need to advise your customers on wealth investment, right? Here this is where I'm using K-retriever. K-retriever right now has, if I go right, so data set that it has is, okay, where did it go? Yeah, let me check data sets, company. So collect data, optimize data, playground. Yeah, got it. So right now it has the company's type of data, people and places. I have not been able to, I think these are in the, they're working on it, but the company's data is there. The way I can get, so company's data, if you see again, like there are SEC filings, press releases, right? And probably these are going to be enabled soon, right? Earning calls and all. With K-retriever, with the API, I can now extract press releases about from the company data set using the K-retriever, right? And then when I give the query, it will match, will do a semantic match with the data that I have and return me the content based on my query, right? So this is my second tool. After that, it is simple. Like I create a list of these tools. I then instantiate the model. Here I'm using GPT-4. And then I initial an agent and say, agent, you have access to these two tools, and use a React agent, right? So that I can have the chain of thoughts as well. And then I give a question saying that, is NVIDIA Corp a good stock to invest in? Please also share the details of NVIDIA Corp stock. Now, based on this prompt or question, it dynamically decides, since it has access to these two tools, that, okay, I need to call investment advice tool to actually get the press release to see if it is a good stock. And for the details, I need to call the Snowflake DB tool. Let me run it once, and then we'll follow the chain of thoughts, right? So I'm running it. So now it has started entering into the agent executed chain, retrieve the stock details of NVIDIA Corp. So first, actually, it is going to the Snowflake database. So, oops, okay, it failed. And that's why, like, sometimes I say that this is stochastic parrot, right? This can be fixed, right? And I am lazy, so I did not try it. I can put a retry, or I can actually have the SQL query, offload the creation of the SQL query outside, right? I can do that, do the retry, right? I can feed the error back to the language model and can tell it to rectify it. Then in the second attempt, it will rectify, right? So for now, I'll rerun it. And when I rerun it, it should run fine. So now, okay, so now it has crafted the query correctly, right? So now it has got the information. This is the same information that I have in my Snowflake dataset 14.6.2, 46, 14.6.2, 46. Then it, so this is a structured data. Now, see, it got the press release data from the other tool. It will now mix it and then give me the answer. Yeah, it is still working on it. So this is the press release that it retrieved from the K documents, right? And finally, it gave me an answer. NVIDIA Corp seems to be a good investment. The company has shown consistent growth in revenue, net income, and diluted earnings per share in fiscal year 2022. It has reported revenue of 26 billion and net income of this second quarter. So it gave me all the information. It combined the structured data and the data from the K retriever, right? So this is the potential of GenAI. But you might have seen that it initially, when I ran it, it could not craft the query first time, right? So there are certain things that we need to add to it so that we can get more consistent answer. Retry is one of them I mentioned. Then the other option is that instead of me telling the LLM to craft the query, I can offload the query creation to a data API and have the LLM decide to call the data API. All these things can be done. But I just thought to, through this recording, I just thought to show how it is going to disrupt this space of where we need to get more and even better insights by combining both structured and unstructured data. I'll make this code available if you would like to take a look at it or have suggestions to make it better. Those suggestions are welcome. Thank you.